Hello.
G'day.
I just heard your man out there saying no one's asked about the carbon tax.
Oh, I think it's probably one of our media. It was this one
Probably.
here. Hello.
Well, I said I'd just like to ask one.
Sure.
Why did you lie to us?
Right. Well, I can talk to you
And
about
why are you continuing to
Well-
lie and say, well, you know, I didn't really mean to lie?
Well, I can explain all of that to you.
I've listened to you for months. I've watched Parliament.
Yeah.
You're
So-
still lying.
Well, I can give you an answer right now if you'll let me. What I want to do is put a price on carbon pollution. Big polluters are going to pay.
I understand.
Yeah,
I've
so
heard this 100
Well,
times.
if I can just finish, so we'll have less of it in the atmosphere. There's
I understand that.
Which is a good thing. There's two main
I'm not
ways.
stupid.
No, no one's suggesting that. Two ways of doing it. One is effectively a tax, a fixed price.
Look, Julia, I've heard you. I've heard you on Q&A. I've heard you for over a year.
Yep.
But the thing that sticks in my craw is you stood up and said there will be no carbon tax.
And I was talking...
And a few months later, and
Yeah.
it's all coming out, excuse me, a few months later, you've changed your mind.
No, I haven't changed my mind. No, that's... If I can explain that...
How could you say...
I did talk in the election campaign about the need to put a price on carbon, and I talked about what's called a cap and trade scheme, where you cap the amount of
And
carbon
then at the
pollution.
very end you said, there will be no carbon tax under my government.
Absolutely, I did say that. I talked in the election campaign about putting a cap on carbon pollution, an emissions trading scheme. We're going to get there via a temporary carbon tax to where I talked about during the election campaign. So it's a different route home than the one I thought we were going to use, but we'll get to the same outcome I talked about during the election.
You have no mandate. You have no mandate whatsoever. No mandate. We want an election.
Excuse me.
She
does not need a mandate.
predicted 0.6 Celsius.
Democratic right to let her come. Well, you are wrong.
She has no mandate.
Where are you from? Do you live around here?
Yeah, I do, mate.
Really? How long have you been here?
I've been
Just come in for the day.
No, mate. Lady's got free speech. She can talk whatever she wants, mate.
And I don't have the right to
No,
free
you
speech.
can have all your right
Only
yourself,
you do.
yeah,
Only
but-
right-wing people have the right to free speech, it seems to me.
Mate, is Australia. Talk about the
Good on
carbon
her
tax.
for the
Good on her
carbon
to a
tax.
carbon tax.
Good on her.
You know what Australia needs? I tell
Good
you what
on them for
Australia
their
needs.
package.
Tell you what Australia needs. Like New Zealand with prize funds, mate. What happened to the floods? People out there still living off the streets, mate. Are you serious? Poor businesses, small businesses like
What's
mine.
that got to do with the carbon tax?
Because it's running our small businesses down the drain, mate. Think about it. Do you have a business, ma'am? Do you have a business? Yeah. And you just
My
support
husband
it.
has a business and he supports the carbon tax, and I work in his business and we support the carbon
Find out the
tax.
detail and then come back and don't just take the Australians' view.
Yeah, so we've created some excitement in the
Yes,
shops.
I'm not letting those people get away with that.
Yeah, a bit of democratic debate, exchange of views.
Bit of democratic debate, as the Prime Minister described it. A very frank exchange of views there, a classic. Lyndall, aside from that, the government, though, has been keen to talk about how it's going